everyone, and welcome back for another episode of Round Robin, where we spin the wheel, chase the chaos, and see where the conversation lands. I'm your host, Tracy Preston, along with Christine Mulligan, Nina Mulligan, and of course, my husband, Todd Preston. Hey, everyone.
Hello. Howdy, y'all.
Hey, everybody.
Well, last night we had guests over for the first time in a long time.
We did.
Our good friends, the Baron and Cindy Knight from Screencraft Studios.
Yeah, it was fun. We did a little campfire, too. We had some good weather.
We did. After we devoured our chicken parmesan soup, we sat around the bonfire. The sky finally cleared and we all looked up expecting stars. But instead, we saw at least 6 lights moving across the sky, maybe even more.
Maybe more, yeah.
And in all different directions. There's no blinking, no sound, just steady movement across the sky. And for a second, it felt like we were watching something we didn't fully understand. Now, those lights that we saw last night, there was no one flying up there with them. They're just machines moving silently above us while we're all down here watching. And somehow, that almost makes it feel even stranger. Now, logically, these were most likely satellites, which is what we all kind of agreed on. Probably from Starlink. And this part is wild. Satellites aren't just floating up there randomly. They're actually moving really, really fast. Do you want to take a guess how fast?
How fast?
17,000 miles per hour.
Wow.
That's speeding.
That's very fast.
You're getting a ticket. And they're constantly falling back toward the Earth, but moving forward so fast that they keep missing it. So they just keep circling the planet. And we just keep watching them zoom across the night sky, then disappear. But still, when you see it in real time, it hits different. And it got me thinking, while we're down here watching them, there are actual people up there at the International Space Station, where they live and work for a designated period of time, which then got me thinking about being an astronaut. Goes from watching the stars to all these extra fun thoughts. All right, so let's talk about this because space travel has changed a lot. Now, back in the day, astronauts flew on the space shuttle, which looked like an airplane and landed on a runway. One shot, no redo. But now, they came back in capsules, parachuting down and landing in the ocean off the coast of Florida. The space launch actually happened when we were down visiting you guys on spring break. Did you guys watch it? I don't remember us talking about it. I can't remember if we talked about it or not.
We see launches all the time. I don't believe we saw when they launched to circle the moon. I don't believe we saw that. But living where I live, every time they launch something up in the sky, including all of those satellites, we see it all the time. So when the asteroids start to hit us, if and when that ever happens, I'm not going to tell the difference for quite some time.
I had no idea that we were sending people into space, apparently, supposedly, allegedly.
It's all a bunch of hooey.
I literally had no clue. It didn't come across my feed, so.
Oh. Now, what would you guys rather go up on if you were an astronaut? Would you rather pick, like, the old school, like the OG, like where they drop back down to Earth on a capsule, or would you rather be in, like, the spaceship that looked like an airplane?
I would like to be on a spaceship that looks like an airplane. I used to have a little toy of space shuttle. It was fun.
I think I'm going to pick the capsule.
Yeah?
Yeah. What would you guys rather do? Would you rather be on the airplane space shuttle or like the capsule that drops down?
I mean, it might as well be the airplane shuttle that comes back down. If we're going to play make-believe, it might as well be a safe make-believe, you know?
Yeah. I'm not doing it, period. Look, it's a hard stretch that as humans we're even in the air, period. And then you got nutballs that want to jump out of perfectly good planes for fun, right? We're not supposed to be in space. You want to know how I know that? We can't breathe up there. Yep, you heard me right. It's science. I know. It's going to be a hard pill to swallow. We
Yeah.
ain't supposed to be there. We don't have that kind of technology. We need to stop it.
Stop going up. But you know, like if you are in space, your body basically starts to change, and it changes really fast, right? So like Nina said, there's no gravity. We shouldn't be up there. But the no gravity means your muscles don't have to do the work the same way they do on planet Earth, where you have gravity. So your body starts to weaken and your muscles begin to atrophy, which for those of you that don't know what that means, it means your muscles begin to shrink because they're not being used. And astronauts can lose a significant amount of muscle in a short amount of time. And their bones actually start to lose their density too. And here's the wild part. Space is only about an hour away. If you could drive straight up an hour, 1 hour, I would have gotten there 20 times in my trip back and forth to Florida. Now, when you come back, gravity hits them like a truck, and this would feel really weird. I would think it would almost make me sick. Now, some of them can't even walk right away, and it's not just a voyage out into space. Do your work on the space station and come home. It's a full recovery process. And then I had another thought. Do you age different in space? Technically, you age just a tiny bit slower in space, but your body physically ages faster in certain ways. It's the theory of relativity. Now, astronauts are moving extremely fast and in a totally different gravitation environment. So time moves just a tiny bit slower for them compared to us left here on Earth. So yeah, if you go to space, you technically come back just a fraction of a second younger than everyone else here. And we're talking milliseconds. Not really noticeable. But our bodies, that is a horse of a different color. So we've already talked about muscle loss, and that starts within days, similar to accelerated aging. Your bone density loss is like rapid osteoporosis. Cardiovascular changes, your heart doesn't have to work as hard. Then you have your balance and coordination issues where your brain has to relearn gravity. So there was a study, of course. Scientists studied twin astronauts Scott Kelly, who went to space for a year, and then his brother Mark Kelly, who stayed on Earth. And here's what they found. Some of Scott's genes changed expression. His body showed stress and aging-like effect. Some changes were reversed, but some didn't reverse fully. So technically, if you go to space, you come back a tiny bit younger, like you're like, cool, I'm younger, but I also can't walk. Not a great trade.
Yeah, that's not fun.
No. So knowing all of that, I already know what Nina's answer is. But would you still go to space? If you had the opportunity, would you do it?
I definitely would. Hell yeah, what an experience that would be. Once in a lifetime.
Yeah, me too. I'm going.
Yeah.
Nina's not going.
Nina's not going.
I get the appeal, but no thanks. I pass.
But like, what is the point? Like, why? Like, I get it. We should be looking at the stars and wondering what's out there. It's part of our, system that we live in. But like, I don't get this obsession with wanting to go to space. Why?
Well, for me, it's exploration. I've gone scuba diving. Like, if you like to go on a walk and discover new things, to me, that would be exciting. Like, to actually be in that world. To actually see a planet out of my window close up, I'm in.
I would much rather go out in space and explore than go to the bottom of the ocean. I just think it would be scarier to be at the bottom of the ocean. I think there's creatures down there
I do too.
that we have not seen.
If we ever figure out a way to get down to depths that it's not iron crushing, I would definitely go down deep sea diving.
Well, maybe that's where we're all going wrong. What if when you go deep enough into the ocean, you end up in another galaxy? Perhaps that's the wormhole.
Could be.
Oh.
Never gonna make it. We're never gonna make it past the firmament. We're never gonna make it into space like we say we can, because we can't do it. We don't have the structure, biologically speaking, and we don't have the technology. But I do think that there's portals in the ocean, and if we go deep enough, we can get somewhere else. That's why you can't talk to dolphins. That's why it's illegal to talk to dolphins. It's a real law, people. Look it up. I'm not joking.
Illegal to talk to dolphins. Like, who can understand a dolphin? Or
They can talk our language, but they're not allowed to communicate with us because
It's a treaty.
I'm telling they know stuff. They know how like Atlantis fell. They know the technologies. They know telepathy. They're like part of us. But we can't be in contact with them anymore. It's a government conspiracy.
Yeah, this is Nina's new little thing. Apparently some guy was taken by dolphins and lived underwater and has like
He had to rebuild their community.
Yeah.
They needed help building their community.
They kidnapped him because they needed a human's help, and apparently he was underwater for 3 days straight, and he has medical proof that he was breathing water, supposedly. I have not read the story myself.
Yeah, and now, you know what? Now we have over 24 dolphins that have shown up dead in that area. Washed ashore. We only have 24 generally in a year. We had that just this month. There's something going on with the dolphins.
So did this happen in Florida? Like where?
Yes, like Lake in Tampa or some shit like that. I don't know exactly where. I don't know.
We don't even know.
No, it's totally true. You can see it on the TikTok. It's been on the news. It's been on national news. This dude is for reals. And the dolphin's name was Gerald.
Gerald is my brother.
You need to look this up because it is
Are you
real.
sure his name wasn't Darryl?
It's Gerald. No.
All right.
Oh my God.
I gotta Google it now.
It's
I'm
on
intrigued.
the TikTok. So did this just come across your feed, or did you look it up?
No, this was like live breaking news in Florida.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
It's like a news thing in Florida. It made national news, and then it hit. Yeah, I don't see how. You are not in the know, my friend.
We are not in the know. So did this guy have gills? Like, how in the hell did he breathe underwater for 3 days?
Yeah, that's what he wants.
Magic.
It's magic. They gave him the knowledge. He was able to speak with them and communicate and breathe underwater.
Gerald the dolphin is actually a South Park character, so that did not help me.
Are you looking on TikTok or on Google?
I'm just Googling it to see if I can.
All right, you keep looking.
Yeah.
All right. So, another thing that got me thinking last night is seeing stuff in the sky that you can't explain. Now, I'm going to tell you, I've definitely had a few things, and maybe there were satellites, but I don't think so. I've definitely seen things I'm like, that is a freaking UFO. Trying to figure it out. I know what I saw, but, it's there, and then it's gone, or it's flashing, or it's bouncing, zip, zip, zippy, zip, more than one. Have you guys ever experienced anything like that you want to talk about? Because, see, that's the thing.
Wow.
People don't want to say it.
Well, Nina doesn't stop telling people that she sees UFOs all the time. So
I saw orbs too. I've seen orbs. That shit was crazy. I was in Louisiana at the time, and we lived around 375 acres of sugarcane, and it was pretty tall at that point. And then, it was nighttime, and we lived on kind of like the through road. So there's always some sort of traffic going on, but you could kind of always hear nature or hear something going on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it got dead silent. Dead silent. Nothing was moving. It's like very calm. And across from our driveway, on top of the sugarcane field, were two glowing orbs. And they had like a little dance or pattern that they were doing. They would come together, and then they would go apart. They would go on top of each other, and they would come back to the middle, and then the other one would go on top, and then they would come in the middle. It was crazy, and I was like, oh my God, am I the only one seeing this? And this was before the whole like cell phone thing with your phone being able to record. And I just couldn't believe it. We actually ended up jumping in the car and trying to follow them because they eventually just kind of started to float away. And it wasn't one of those drone things because those had just come out, but they weren't like they are now. They were, you know what I'm saying? Like they were big and bulky and you could hear them. These were completely silent.
Yeah, see, that's how you know it's real. I think.
Yeah. It's interesting.
But as far as seeing the starlight, whenever we're down by the coast and there's clear skies, you can see the starlight line up. Like you can almost see the pattern that it's following, and they follow each other.
It kind of reminds me of like what a Ferris wheel looks like when you're looking at it from a distance, because they're all going at the same speed, but they're all equidistant apart. And you can count up to 13 of them at a time.
So when you guys have seen them, you see them all at once?
Yeah, you can see them in procession.
Like you see them following each other across the sky.
Huh.
Because the ones we were seeing last night, it seemed like the point of origin was all the same.
Yeah, it did.
It was always kind of starting in one spot, but some would go east to west, north to south. They were kind of going, some would go in the same direction, but we would only see one at a time. And then the one that was really interesting that we were watching for quite some time before it disappeared is remember like it got brighter? Like it flashed real bright. And so we kept thinking, well, maybe it's reflecting, its panels or something, or reflecting off a star.
Oh, that could be, yeah.
Remember we were trying to figure it out because all of a sudden it got super bright and then it dimmed down back to like the normal light that it was.
Yeah. Well, there was that one that darted really fast too, because it was like moving slow and then pew, it was gone.
I just think it's interesting. That's really kind of all I've got for you guys. Do you guys have anything you want to chat about before we move on to our Woman of the Week?
Oh, the story, the Florida man kidnapped by dolphins, is a hoax. Sorry, Nina.
Aw, you broke Nina's heart.
No, it's real. They have to call it a hoax because, then people would know the truth and then our minds would be blown.
Mind blown. So what'd you get on the Google now?
So it was a fictional story that was fabricated for entertainment purposes, really, and to get viral clicks, and it worked. So
Nina said, click, click, click.
Yep.
Clickbait, gotcha.
Yeah.
Nina clicked right in. She was like, what? Perfect. Let me learn more.
I love a good conspiracy theory.
Yes, you do.
I love them. I think everybody should love them.
I agree. Gives us something to daydream about.
Yeah. And it gets you thinking, That's one of the cool thing about conspiracies, because it does make you think, well, this could actually happen, right?
It could, except for dolphins can't stay underwater for 3 days. They gotta come up, they're mammals.
Yeah. And I'm actually really sad that their Crystal Palace is not going to get built now.
Crystal Palace.
Yeah. That was in the story. The dude was supposed to help them build this Crystal Palace underwater.
What do you call that city down there?
He made a blueprint schematic in the sand.
He was taking some really good drugs that day is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it was good.
All right. Well, if you guys don't have anything else, do you have anything else you want to chitty chat about? I'll go into the Woman of the Week.
Yes, please.
All right. All right, so it's time for us to now honor our Woman of the Week. And keeping with our theme for today's show, we are honoring someone who quite literally reached for the stars. And her name is Christa McAuliffe. And she was a teacher, a mother, and someone who believed deeply in curiosity and inspiring others. Now, I know with all of us on the call, as soon as you heard the name Christa McAuliffe, do you remember who she was?
I don't.
Yeah, you can say it.
I don't.
Oh my goodness, Todd doesn't remember. All right, so let me keep going on. It is Heartbreaker. I'm gonna ring-a-ling your memory here.
Okay.
All right, so Christa McAuliffe was selected from over 11,000 applicants to be the first teacher in space.
Oh,
Is it ringing a bell yet?
a little bit, yeah.
All right, so she wasn't just a teacher. She was the kind of teacher who made history feel alive. She believed that students shouldn't just read about the world. They should feel connected to it. She wasn't just going to space to be there. She had actual lessons planned. I remember all of that. Now, she was going to teach from orbit live. Now, imagine being a student watching your teacher in space.
It'd be really cool.
Yeah, we were all watching it. Now, the idea behind the program was simple. If you inspire one teacher, you inspire thousands of students. And she wasn't going for fame. She was going to teach from space. So on January 28th, 1986, she boarded the Space Shuttle Challenger. Millions of people were watching. Classrooms were watching, mine included. And in a moment, a single moment, everything changed. 73 seconds after launch, there was an explosion and the shuttle broke apart.
Yeah, I remember that.
Her students carried her story forward. Schools were named after her, and her mission to inspire curiosity never actually stopped. She represented curiosity, courage, and the belief that ordinary people can do extraordinary things. She didn't just go to space, she brought the world with her. And maybe that's the point. Not just go to space, but to make people look up and ask questions. And last night, that's exactly what we did. Now, I don't know if you guys remember the cause of the disaster. I couldn't remember what it was, so I looked it up. Now, the cause for this horrible disaster was by a failure in a small but critical part of the shuttle, something as simple as an O-ring. Now, the morning of the launch, it was unusually cold in Florida, something that the O-rings were not designed for, and concerns were raised by the engineers, but the launch proceeded anyway. Now, for all of us that watched this happen, I will forever remember being in Earth Science class with Mr. McGuire. He pulled the TV into our classroom. We watched the launch. We watched the shuttle explode and break apart, and none of us spoke.
Yeah.
We were all in just total disbelief. And we were crying. I think many people were crying. Didn't you watch it in school?
I did.
Yeah, we all watched it in school.
Actually, my mom kept me home that day because it was so cold. I was only in kindergarten, so I do not remember that day. But my father did work on that shuttle, and he said it was horrible. It was a horrible thing to witness.
What did your dad do?
He put the heat tiles on the shuttle.
Oh, well, that's intriguing.
Yeah, they knew, and that's why it eventually came out. I mean, there was icicles coming off of it. It was way too cold, and the wind was what was causing it to be, like, I think the worst conditions of it all. And this one hadn't pushed through anyway, so.
Like, what's wrong with pushing it back a day or two?
Right.
Millions of dollars.
Yeah. Wow. They lost millions plus, I don't know, how many people are on the space shuttles? 5?
I think it's 7.
7? Yeah. So anyway, just thought it was important that since we were talking about space, she was the right woman to talk about tonight. So with that being said, we should move into our round robin recommendations.
Well, since you brought her up, though, I I want to say they never actually made it up into space. And they all, once they became a crew and walked into there, they remain a crew beyond death because all of them were cremated together.
That's
And
true.
they're buried at the National Cemetery.
How did they bury them at the
Yeah.
National Cemetery?
Well, they cremated them and then I guess buried the remains. I don't really remember that part, but I remember like a month or 2 months later. I don't remember. I didn't look it up, but I'm assuming you could look it up because they searched and searched for their remains in the ocean for a long time.
See, that I don't remember any of that.
And then finally they found like the cabin or something. It was not intact per se, but it was intact enough that they were all in there, and they learned that they probably lived the fall, but they died on impact with the ocean.
You know what? Now that you're saying that, it is ringing a bell.
Yeah, that was like the doubling down on the sadness.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it was horrible. That whole thing was horrible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't know how long it was since that horrible disaster until they went back up again. I know I wouldn't feel comfortable as an astronaut going up after that.
Yeah, it would definitely
Yeah.
make you think about your life choices. But
Right, and that's why Nina's like, nope, that's why I'm not going. Yeah, that would be nuts. I mean, I would hope that if it did happen, it was just so fast that it was over.
Agreed.
Kind of like having a refrigerator drop on your head from a third-story window. Done.
Yep.
God.
Just call it done. Anyway. All right, so let's get into our round robin recommendations, and just a reminder of what our rating scale is. It's a spin scale. 1 spin, only if you're bored. 2 spins, background noise. 3 spins, solid watch. 4 spins, highly recommend. And 5 spins, drop everything and spin immediately. Do you guys have a recommendation? You want to go first?
We do. We took a gander this weekend at Big Mistakes on Netflix. It is a show that is written by Dan Levy. Sorry, it's Levy, right?
Yeah.
And he's the one that did Schitt's Creek with his dad. And this is his show. And it's really funny. He's a priest, rabbi. No, what is it? I don't know. Bishop or something. He's a pastor. And he's gay. And so he has like his like behind the scenes kind of love story going on. And then he has crazy sisters and a crazy family. Their overbearing grandmother dies, and Lori Metcalf is the mother. She's fantastic in this too. It's like dry humor. It's funny. It's I don't know. I just really
The
like
humor and the chaos is very much along the lines of Schitt's Creek.
Yeah. So if you like Schitt's Creek, you're gonna like this.
You know what? We actually started watching that last night,
Yeah.
but it was really
Yeah.
late
Yeah.
because Metcalf, Lori, is it Laura or Lori?
Lori.
Lori.
Yeah.
She also played Ed Gein's mother.
Right. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. I love her, and I love how she's making a huge comeback.
Yeah. She's got an iconic voice too, you know. You when she does voiceovers, like in the Toy Story, she played the mom in Toy Story. You could hear her voice and know that that's her right away.
Right.
Yeah. So I'd give it a 3. I like it. I think Chrissy probably would prefer it too.
And it got a little annoying after a while. I'm not one for that chaotic drama that can easily be avoided, but it's not. It gets frustrating to me.
Yeah. I mean, after a while, the antics do kind of like, okay, like it. Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
But I think it's funny, and I like him, and I like supporting his work. So I try to watch when he has something out.
Well, we're definitely going to get back into it. It's a movie, right? It's not a series.
No, it's
It's a series.
Oh, it's a series.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Well,
They're
we're
only like episodes, so that's the thing. It's like it's not as long as like a regular show that would run an hour or so.
Gotcha. Yeah, we'll get back into it and we'll let you know because, like I said, it was very late.
Yeah.
Give it a whirl. Give it a spin.
I'm going to give it a spin. So you give it a 2 and Christine gives it a, only if you're bored, a 1.
No, I would give
She
it.
gave it a
I
3.
give it a 3. I like it.
Oh,
I
okay.
say she do background noise.
You give it a 2. Christine gives it a 2. Well, sticking with the theme for the show, I'm going to go with The Fifth Element.
Oh, yeah.
That was in 1997, and you can get that on Prime Video, Apple TV, but we actually found it on Netflix.
Yeah, it was on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the actors in it are Bruce Willis. He plays Corbin Dallas. Mila Jovovich. That's a hard name. She plays Lilu, who is the Fifth Element. Chris Tucker is fantastic. He plays Ruby Rod.
Yeah.
He's hysterical. And then you have Gary Oldman, whom I absolutely love, plays a bad guy. Not out of Gary Oldman's repertoire, for sure. He plays an amazing bad guy, and his character is Zorg.
Zorg. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a colorful, futuristic world set in the 23rd century where Earth is threatened by a powerful cosmic evil that returns every 5,000 years to destroy all life. And the only way to stop it is with 4 elemental stones representing earth, air, fire, and water, and a mysterious 5th element. And when a strange, otherworldly woman named Lilu suddenly appears, she becomes the key to saving humanity. She crosses paths with Corbin Dallas, a former soldier turned taxi driver who reluctantly gets pulled into high-stakes mission to protect her and help stop the coming destruction. Now, together they must race against time while being pursued by a powerful and eccentric villain, which is Zorg. It's wild, colorful sci-fi adventure where saving the world comes down to one mysterious woman and a taxi driver who didn't sign up for any of it. I'm going to give it a 4.
I'm going to give it a 5. I love that movie. I could watch it anytime.
It never gets old.
I'm always in the mood for it. The visuals in the movie is fantastic, especially for the time. I mean, the special effects with the flying vehicles and the music. I mean, it's a stimulating visual movie. And we can't forget Luke Perry. Luke Perry was in it as well at the very beginning.
He what?
Yeah, he was the sketcher.
Oh, that's right.
Right. And he did.
Luke Perry from 90210.
Yeah. He didn't make it very long in the movie.
Oh, he didn't make it very long in his life either.
He did not.
Speaking of 90210 real quick, I think there's like 3 people that were on that show that have died.
Yeah, Shannon Doherty. We lost Shannon Doherty.
Did you guys ever watch 90210?
I did, but I don't remember who died.
Brendan, what's his face? Didn't he pass away too?
I don't know.
Oh,
Oh,
maybe he did. Because I was just looking at pictures of all of these guys like the other night. And I'm like, oh my gosh, 3 of them are dead.
I don't remember, but I loved Fifth Element. I love that movie. I'm right there with Todd. That movie's great.
I've never seen it.
I love Chris Tucker too. I don't know why he stopped acting. He is funny as hell.
He is super funny. And that character cracks me up. It's one of
Yeah.
those movies that doesn't get old.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah.
okay. So we have Luke Perry, Shannon Doherty. That's all.
Well, I stand corrected. There's 2. I
Yeah.
thought there were 3. And then my last recommendation is a movie called Gravity from 2013. I went to IMAX theater and saw this, and it's so intense. So Sandra Bullock plays Ryan Stone, Dr. Ryan Stone, and then George Clooney plays Matt Kowalski. It is an intense survival story in space after a catastrophic accident leaves an astronaut stranded. So George Clooney dies right away.
You know what? I think I did watch that. It's been a while though.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? So now it's set in Earth's orbit, and Gravity follows Dr. Ryan Stone, who is a medical engineer on her first space mission, and veteran astronaut Matt Kowalski, which is George Clooney, during what should have been a routine spacewalk when a sudden debris strike destroys their shuttle and leaves them completely stranded. And when she got hit by a piece, like she's out on like this arm trying to fix something, and it breaks the arm off, and she just goes spinning and spinning and spinning, and that's just like, holy shit, the way they show her just spinning on the end of this arm, like you feel it.
Yeah.
It's super intense, absolutely intense, but she makes it. And it's a crazy journey, but she actually gets home. And that's where I started thinking about what happens to their bodies when they actually get back on land. Like, she could barely move. Like, and she was kind of crawling out of the water, which I was like, oh, that makes me think about creation. If you want to think about evolution.
Right.
Like, she was crawling out, which maybe that's what they meant. Like, crawling out, and then she starts crawling and then walking.
Yeah.
I thought it was good. That one I would give a 5 too.
Okay.
I think people should give that a watch. All right, so that's all we have for you today, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. As always, we appreciate you. Please go ahead and like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment on those platforms where you can. And you can find us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and many other platforms where you get your podcast. So thank you, everyone. We will see you all again on Friday for F-Bomb. Have a great week, everyone.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Adios.
Adios, amigos.